Georgia. How do you cast your votes?
Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president. Five, get loud, another round of shots. DNC, turn out for what? Turn out for what? Hey, turn out for what? Yeah! Turn out for what? Let's go, let's go! Turn out for what? Hey, everybody get your hands up! Hey, everybody get your hands up! Hey, everybody get your hands up! Now, say, we're not going back! We're not going back! We're not going back! We're not going back! VP Harris! Coming to wall! VP Harris! Giving the wall! Hey!
Mr. Secretary, the South got something to say. I'm Congresswoman Nikema Williams, chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Georgia. Georgia, the home of President Jimmy Carter, the cradle of the civil rights movement, where we fight for our freedom. Extremists in Georgia are trying to silence our voices by kicking Georgians off of the rolls and making it harder to vote. But y'all, when we send Kamala Harris to the White House, she'll fight for our freedom to vote, our reproductive freedoms, and our freedom to thrive. In the spirit of good trouble, Georgia cast 123 votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
That was Lil Jon making a surprise appearance on stage during day 2 of the DNC here in Chicago during a wildly successful roll call that solidified the nomination for Kamala Harris, and a roll call that was an extension of the same optimism that has pervaded the entirety of this convention. Here's a small sampling of what that looked like.
We have a motion. Is there a second? We have a second. We will now have a voice vote on the motion to ceremonially confirm our vice presidential nominee. All in favor of the motion, please proudly say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. I'm thrilled.
And just in case you want to see what Donald Trump's roll call looked like for a quick contrast, here you go.
Pursuant to the announcement of the delegation and the rules and procedures of this convention, Oklahoma, 43 votes, President Trump. West Virginia, 32 delegates.
And of course, beyond the roll call, the event itself followed a massively successful day 1 of the DNC with Hillary Clinton, AOC, Raphael Warnock, Jasmine Crockett, Jamie Raskin, Jill and Joe Biden, with an equally star-studded day 2.
In 2013, I walked into a contentious client meeting. We worked through the issue, and by the end of the meeting, the now happy client offered to set me up on a blind date, which is how I ended up with Kamala Harris's phone number. Now, for generations, people have debated when to call the person you're being set up with. And never in history has anyone suggested 8:30 a.m. And yet, that's when I dialed. I got Kamala's voicemail, and I just started rambling. Hey, it's Doug. I'm on my way to an early meeting. Again, it's Doug. I remember I was trying to grab the words out of the air and just put them back in my mouth. And for what seemed like far too many minutes, I hung up. By the way, Kamala saved that voicemail, and she makes me listen to it on every anniversary.
Now, unfortunately, we know what comes next. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Wait. I want to know, who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
People who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future, about my children's future, about our future together? One thing is for certain, Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on. We each do our part over the next 77 days. If we knock on doors, if we make phone calls, if we talk to our friends, if we listen to our neighbors, if we work like we've never worked before, if we hold firm to our convictions, we will elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States and Tim Walz as the next vice president of the United States. We will elect leaders up and down the ballot who will fight for the hopeful, forward-looking America we all believe in, and together we too will build a country that is more secure and more just, more equal, and more free. So let's get to work. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
And again, the theme of this convention is clear. It is a doubling, tripling, quadrupling down of the unity and hope that is not only in stark contrast to the doom and gloom offered up by Trump, but also to the unity and hope responsible for bringing so many people into the political process and into this campaign. Kamala is enjoying a fundraising advantage, a registration advantage, a volunteer advantage, a polling advantage, and a momentum advantage. What she's doing is working, and she's leaning into it more. And what's better, the Trump team doesn't know how to respond. They don't know how to do optimism. They don't know how to do hope. They can whip their base into such a hysteria that they're too afraid to leave their houses, sure, but I'm not exactly sure that that's going to inspire a whole lot of energy for them. But because Trump is a one-trick pony, that's what they're stuck with, selling more doom and gloom to a country that wants something more and is getting it from Kamala Harris and the Democrats. So a hugely successful day 2, headed up by Barack Obama, and we move on to day 3 of the DNC here in Chicago, where Tim Walz will headline, present himself as the way more authentic foil to J.D. Vance's phoniness, and continue propelling the Democrats to success in this sprint to the finish line in November. I've got a really exciting announcement. I've written a book. It's called Shameless. This book explores how Republicans have exploited their historical branding while attacking our democracy, how the media has proven itself a willful participant, and how Democrats can learn from this to rebalance the political scales and save our democracy. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to write my own book, and so I'd like to ask you to pre-order it by clicking the link right here on the screen. And if you buy within this pre-order period, your book is going to come with a signed nameplate. As you know, I've never had a single sponsor on my channel. I don't ask for money or anything like that, but if you're looking for a way to support me, this is hands down the best way to do it. So again, follow the link right here on the screen, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for pre-ordering Shameless. And as always, make sure to subscribe to see more of my content.